Yeah. What's going on, y'all? Salute to everybody, man, that's tuned in to the channel. Shout out to everybody that's listening on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. I appreciate all the love, man. Whew. It's never a dull moment, yo. I noticed that. Like when you in this podcast space and, you creating content, depending on what subject matter that you delve in, for me, I primarily talk about battle rap, but I also talk about, clothes. I might start talking about sneakers, but I do fragrances, and then I do music as well because I have a history in music, and I'm an advocate hip hop lover. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no secret about that. But then it's like the everyday to day shit, the shit you talk about in your group chat, amongst your peers. Like, I'm gonna talk about the same shit here. Like, why not? Especially if I find it interesting, I'm definitely gonna incorporate it within my show. So, salute to everybody that's been rocking with me. We 4 episodes in. This definitely takes a lot of hard work. I'm learning a lot as I'm growing with my channel. I'm trying to get 2 shows in a week, but I said, you know what? Let me just dedicate 1 week. You know what I'm saying? Let me just do 1 show a week so I don't compile too much and overwork myself, because I already have a lot on my hands as it is. So, but it's dope though. It's dope. So we got a lot to talk about. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. We got the Blackout 8. Shout out to King of the Dot, doing their thing. Day 2 is actually taking place right now as I speak. Like, as I'm talking right now, I got day 2 playing right here on the side of me. And I was trying to wait until the event was over. I think today they ran a little late. I think they started later than what they originally started from day 1. So I'm just like, yeah, I can't be up all night. You know what I'm saying? I can't be up all night doing a podcast, editing it, all that. I was like, nah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about day 1 in this podcast, and then day 2, I'm going to talk about day 2 in episode 5. So let's get into day 1, okay? Overall, first of all, before I even get into it, big salute to Avocado. Salute the King of the Dot as well, but especially Avocado, man. Like the graphics, from the audio, the visual aspect, like everything is so professional, crispy, and clear, man. I love it. I fucking love it. And then I also I don't know if this was like a common theme that they do at the Blackout, because I'm gonna be real, like this is like the first Blackout I actually watched live. Like, I've seen the battles like on YouTube and things of that nature, but I love that intro, like WWE like feel that they put into the battles. Like, so before the actual battle takes place, like, we don't know who's battling who. Like, King of the Dot knows, of course, on the battlers, but they don't announce it till the actual day. So when the first battle first happens, a screen will come up for us. And it's kind of like a Wheel of Fortune. It'll be a bunch of names. They'll spin it. And then as soon as it slows down, it'll land on a name. Whoever it lands on, that's the person coming up next. Same thing for the next opponent. And then that's the first matchup. So, like, we on the edge of our seats watching this shit. Like, boom, lands on Big K. Oh, Big K about to battle. Boom, it lands on Sharon. We're like, oh, shit. Like, it's crazy. So I've never seen production from that level. So I was super impressed, like, overall with the production. The audio was crispy and clear. We didn't have no audio issues. I didn't have any stream issues. Like, even on the playback, the whole VOD was there, crispy clear. It was like 5 hours. That was it. It was like a 5-hour event, 5 battles. It went through perfectly. So I'm gonna talk about a couple of the battles. So I saw Franchise against Arsenal. I've seen a lot better from Arsenal. Arsenal choked in the first. He was stumbling in the second round. His third round was really, really good. But overall, I gave it to Franchise 3-0. Franchise was clean. He was not only was he clean, he was cooking in all 3 rounds. He had a crazy Remy and Easy bar that shook the room. He had a couple haymakers. It was dope to see Franchise back outside. So salute to him. Ars, man. I know you a legend, bro, but come on, man. Come on. You gotta do better than that, bro. Who else did we see? I'm just going to just randomly, not in no specific order. Mike P and Thesaurus. This was a fire ass back and forth. Fire, fire, fire. For me personally, I edged it first and second slightly to Thesaurus. This is a battle I definitely need to go back and watch just on like the first reaction, first watch. I edged it to him. I really loved Mike P's third round. I liked Thesaurus' second round. No, it was his first round actually. Second round he got a little personal, but the first round he had like a bunch of like mic flips. And the flips, the way he constructed it, I thought it was super, super dope. Super dope. But that battle there, I think, has high replay value. I think for that, you need to go back and you got to really analyze the bars, the setups, the schemes. I think Mike P also did a great job, and this was his debut on King of the Dot. With him going through everything he went through with the URL, them pretty much not booking him anymore. He just had the battle with Rosenberg Raw on the trenches, did his thing on there. So I like what Mike P's doing, and the door is open a little bit for him to go on RBE, so he can really position himself to really raise his stock. I think if he just focused for like a whole year, just forget URL, just really focus on being dominant on these other leagues like KOTD, Chrome 23, the trenches, RBE, you got the Riot. You got, I don't know what his relationship is like with Geechee, but you got the Riot, you got Bullpen. Like focus on being dominant on those leagues, and you catch wreck and build enough steam like on the A Ward, URL's gonna come knocking back at the door, bro. Because at the end of the day, like you came from URL, and I tell people all the time, my first time seeing Mike P, he battled New Jersey Twerk, and he beat him all 3 rounds. Twerk was choking and shit all through the rounds, but Mike P was fire. And that was my first time seeing him. So he has a lot of potential. I think he just needed to find his way. And I think it'll be good for him just to kind of take a break from URL and focus on building your resume. Build your stock. Get more battles on YouTube. You have a really great following as well. So I think he's going to be in good hands. Let's see. Who else did we see? Big K versus Sharon. Big K versus Sharon was a fire ass battle. Fire fucking battle. Very debatable. Very, very debatable. I definitely have to go back and watch that battle again. I gave the battle to Big K, second and third. I thought Big K's third round was hilarious. He tapped into a Sharon bag when he was like mocking him in the way he talks. Big K's not known for that shit. So to see him kind of step out of his box and do that, I thought that was pretty dope. And he executed it really well. On top of that, he had like an autism line. I think it was like in the second round. It was fucking crazy. Like, it was crazy. Sharon was wilding too. He was rebuttaling, freestyling and shit. Like, it was dope, man. It was a really fucking dope battle. I loved it. Yeah, second. I got Big K second and third. The second could be debated as well. It's very debatable. It could be a preference battle, but I'm definitely gonna do a breakdown for that. But shout out to Big K. Shout out Sharon. Who else? Let's fuck it. Let's get out to it. Geechee Gotti versus Hollowhand. I had Geechee clear 3-0. Geechee, first 2 rounds, super clear. Super clear. His third round, he actually did that as a dedication to Pat Stay. First and foremost, rest in peace to Pat Stay. My condolences again to his friends, his family, the whole King of the Dot, family as well. He took that round off pretty much, to give tribute to Pat Stay. I thought that was really dope and emotional. I see people, if you look, getting teary-eyed about that shit. Like, that really touched. Hollowhand, man. See, he's like one of these guys that's on King of the Dot that really made an impact years ago. I'm talking a long time ago. Like, I remember when he battled Cortez, and I had Cortez doing him filthy. But he's had some really powerful moments. He had a really classic battle with Pat Stay. I wasn't really too familiar with him, just like 1 or 2 of those battles. But this right here was just not good. Like, it was terrible. It was cringy. It was super cringy. He's stumbling through his material. He's losing his voice. The nigga took about 20 water breaks in between all 3 rounds. Then second and third, he fucking up so much. He's looking in his phone. I'm just like, Jesus. I know for a fact Organic was like, fuck, I should have never put this nigga on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. He definitely wasn't ready for a Geechee Gotti, and that was like a quick, easy W for Geechee. You know, Geechee fresh off the easy to block captain battle. But it was dope though, because Organic went through a lot to get Geechee into the country. You know, those Canada laws are a whole lot different than the US laws. You know, if you got a felony and shit, it's really tough to go and get in the country. You gotta pay a lot of fines. You gotta go through a whole process. So he said he spent, I think, well over 15, almost 20 grand to get Geechee and I believe Big K into the country. So big salute, you know, to King of the Dot for, you know, making that shit happen. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Geechee again, you know, especially, you know, having that, it wasn't really a level of competition. So I'm pretty sure Geechee's like, y'all want to do another one and really have a classic on your platform. But that was a clear battle. Let's see, who else? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. The battle of the night, in my opinion. Battle of the night. Real Sick versus A-Ward. This, arguably, right now, it could be. It could be. Could be a classic. Could be. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could be a classic. This was a fire ass back and forth. This is a must watch. If I'm like, all right, the pay-per-view is $30 or $60, I feel like you're getting your money's worth. By the time we get to Big K and Sharon and you've already seen Real Sick versus A-Ward, you definitely got your money's worth. Absolutely. Fire fucking battle, bro. For me personally, I definitely have to watch this a couple times. But first watch, like if you say, yo, you got to pick, I think I definitely edged it to A-Ward. No, I didn't. I actually gave it to Real Sick first and second. Yeah, first and second. Slight edge, first and second. I definitely got to revisit this though. I definitely have to, because Real Sick was talking crazy. A-Ward was doing the same thing. It might have been a level. I think Real Sick might have just leveled up a little bit more each round. But it can be argued. And for me as well, I feel like, you know, A-Ward took a lot of battles. He took a lot of battles going into, you know, this battle, the Chrome 23 event. You know, you just can't take so many battles back to back like that, bro. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to him though, man. Shout out to him. I thought that was a really dope ass battle. Like I said, you get your money's worth with that shit. You getting your money's worth. Definitely getting your money's worth. But dope ass event, man. Dope ass event. Shout out to King of the Dot. Like I said, fire. I'm gonna do a recap for day 2. I'm gonna include that in the next episode. But it's definitely worth the 60. You know what I'm saying? It's worth the 60. I don't know. They may lower the price once, you know, the event is over. You know, who knows? But, you know, if you got it in your pockets, go ahead and support, man, and cop that. Big salute to Organic. Big salute to the whole entire King of the Dot. I'm definitely coming in, bro. It's on my bucket list. I done been to RBE. I done been to URL. I got it. I gotta check out Chrome 23. But I need to check out King of the Dot first. They are next in line. I have to go to a King of the Dot event. Okay, so shout out to them, man. Let's see. What we get into next? Let's talk about KEEFE D. God, man. So if you been under a rock, so KEEFE D has been charged with the murder of Tupac Shakur. Rest in peace to Tupac, man. If you are an advocate, hard fan of hip hop, and you've been following this story, man, since '95. I mean, I got DVDs in my closet about the whole entire Tupac, Notorious B.I.G. killing. And one of the lead detectives back then, man, I just had his name on top of my head, but he was the one that produced one of the DVDs that I bought. I think it was like Who Killed Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. But he really like dug deep. He had interviews with certain people that were present on the scene of the murder. He went all his way to interviewing Suge Knight in jail. You know, when he was upstate, you know, doing time for probation violation. So this dude KEEFE D, man. I can't believe this shit, man. So this guy basically got jammed up in LA, and I guess he took an immunity for the TUPAC murder. And under the immunity, I believe he disclosed, information about what took place, during the murder of Tupac. And I guess he may have given some other information for some other cases as well. But, he pretty much told that his son, or his nephew, pardon me, his nephew, Orlando Anderson, which is the guy, if you have not seen the video, it's probably on YouTube somewhere. So Tupac is in the lobby of Caesars casino in Vegas. And they just so happened to see Orlando Anderson. So I guess previously from him seeing him, Orlando robbed a death row member, took his jewelry, whatever the case may be. And the word got back, to death row. And Pac seen Orlando and walked over and approached him, punched him in the face, and a whole fight lit out of Suge Knight, other members from death row stomping Orlando out. Broad daylight in front of everybody in the casino. You know what I'm saying? They got the whole shit on tape. Suge kicks him and ends up violating his probation and ends off going back to jail because of that fight right there. A lot of people say Tupac was out of line. He's not a blood or Crip. That was certain politics. He's the artist. He had no business jumping out and striking the man. But you couldn't really tell Pac shit. Really hardcore Gemini. He had the world in the palm of his hands. And, he pretty much was just like, nobody could tell him nothing. Nobody could tell him nothing. He got money. He got the fame. He got the power. He probably felt like he was untouchable. Him assaulting that guy led to his demise. Okay. But the dude, KEEFE D, he has a book. This dumbass dude wrote a book. Basically the same information that he gave the police. He put it all in his book, and he proceeded to go on numerous platforms. Like, I remember this shit a couple years ago, maybe even longer than that. The dude was like, he was on a couple podcasts, a couple TV shows, basically just talking about, the whole entire encounter of how they were in a white Cadillac, and, they rolled up at the light. They were looking for Pac, and they just so happened to see some girls that they were saying, oh, that's Tupac, da-da-da. And they saw the car and followed the nigga. They followed him. And it's crazy because one of the DVDs that I have, they pretty much break down how the shots were fired, how I guess Orlando Anderson was in the passenger seat, or no, KEEFE D was in the passenger seat and Orlando Anderson was in the back seat. So they're saying that the shots came from the driver's side window. So if Orlando Anderson was the person that pulled the trigger, he would have had to reach over in the front seat of the, like, it was just crazy the way that they were putting this shit together. And according to his, written statement, it's like Orlando Anderson was the one that pulled the trigger. We still don't know exactly, but I do believe through evidence and, testimonies and him incriminating himself, the police have been able to gather enough information to charge this man. Now, according to what I read, I guess they had enough to prosecute him years ago, but I guess they have other individuals that are going to be charged as well once the actual, trial or whatever the case, whenever it starts. I know they made a press conference basically just explaining, the follow-up of how the indictment came about. From what I understand, that a lot of things were confiscated from his home: guns, bullets, video recordings, magazines, a whole plethora of shit, of evidence that I'm pretty sure is going to be used in his trial. It's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. Could you even imagine if social media existed back then? Like, this case, both cases, the Notorious Big and Pac case would have been solved. But I think it's a crazy situation, bro. And when you dealing with somebody of that magnitude, the dude's got to be like 60 something years old. He's not trying to stay in jail for the rest of his life. He's going to tell on some more people. And from what I'm hearing, and this shit I've heard way back, I'm talking 10, 15 years ago, is that allegedly they saying that Puff was the one that hired, KEEFE D and a couple of the Crips for security. And I guess they're saying a person that's a major figure. This was from the police and from KEEFE D, that there was a bounty on Tupac. There was $1 million bounty, and somebody in high stature, put that bounty out there in the streets, and KEEFE D and along with some other individuals heard and picked up the bounty. And I guess, I don't know, you put two and two together and you figure it out. But I can definitely see this man, trying to bring some more people down with him so he don't have to spend the rest of his life behind bars. Best believe that. I hope whoever's, tied to this man, I hope you traced your steps properly, man, and cleaned up your mess, because this shit could get crazy, bro. And another thing too, I honestly feel like they're gonna solve Notorious Big's case. Like if they have waited this long and built up this amount of evidence, more than likely the person that killed Tupac definitely knows or has some type of ties to the Notorious B.I.G. killing. It has to be. It just has to be, in my personal opinion. So rest in peace, man, to Pac. It's a very, very sad situation, but it's also a good situation for his family, because now they can get some justice. Now they get some answers, and they can kind of close this book. They can close this book of Pac living in Brazil or some shit like that. There's a lot of rumors and conspiracy theories out there. A lot of people, I remember there was a conspiracy theory that they said Suge ordered the hit to get Pac killed. Like, why would Suge kill his number one artist? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot, man. I'm not big on the conspiracy theories, because I'm not even going to put that energy into my podcast, but I just wanted to share just some of the things that, if you were around back in 95 and 96, like, you heard some of those things, some of those rumors, but here we are years and years and decades later. That chapter is finally going to be closed. He still has to, see a judge and be found guilty amongst a jury. But I strongly believe that the police have enough evidence. If they're going to do a public press conference of this magnitude and, bring this dude in the way they did, they have to have hardcore evidence that pretty much blames him as the shooter, or he can get charged with conspiracy, to commit murder. From what I understand, even though you may not have pulled the trigger, but if you were in the car or you were in the vicinity, you can be found guilty, So, like I said, man, rest in peace to Tupac Shakur, one of my favorite artists of all time, Gemini, like myself. I'm just glad, we getting justice for this, not only for his family, just for the hip hop community, but it's crazy, man. Crazy situation. What else we got? So we got Geechee Gotti. Matter of fact, yeah, man, we gonna do this. Yeah. So we got Geechee Gotti against Easy the Block Captain. Okay. Boy, oh boy. This battle right here, I think within 2 days, it did 600 and something thousand views. 600 and something thousand views, bro, in 2 days. The amount of storyline and drama and all types of shit that led up to this. And even after the battle, just with the whole rumor of Remy and Pat not being together and she allegedly messing with Easy, it's a whole lot. And I think all of that shit just played in perfectly with the rollout of this particular main event. I have my own personal feelings of how I felt the marketing and promotion could have been box office, but in all, I'm pretty sure she's happy with the turnout. Look at the numbers. They're going to hit 1 million views in less than 7 days. I think right now at day 5, they're at 900 something thousand views. So this is probably going to go down in history as probably the most impactful viral. I'm not going to say impactful, but I'm saying as far as the impact, this has to be top 2, top 3, along with Loaded Lux and Calico. Has to be. A lot of people still have Geechee Gotti winning. I know Geechee did Joe Budden's podcast, so I'm curious to see when they're going to drop that. That's probably available on his Patreon, because I know a lot of his content, he makes it exclusive just for his Patreon users. But I definitely want to hear their perspective of how they thought the battle went. And it's crazy, Easy has still not said a word. He still has not gone live. I saw Rosenberg address, the statement he made about him and Easy ending the podcast. From what I remember, I think he said they spoke, and I think the podcast is coming back. So I'm glad to, to hear that they, talk and squared away their differences. But Easy has still yet not gone live and talk about the battle. This is crazy. This is like almost a week after the YouTube drop. This is like almost 2-3 weeks after the battle's been out. I don't know, man. I don't know. I still got Geechee. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but I still got Geechee winning the battle overall. But shout out to Remy, man. Shout out to Remy. Shout out to Easy. Shout out to Geechee. Y'all definitely made history as far as with this battle, and I know she's looking forward to her next event. What else we got? Shout out to J400, man. Gotta give a big shout out to J400. He has his card coming up as well. I believe it's going down in New Jersey. The event is going to be hosted by Black Compass Media. They're going to be hosting the event. Big shout out to them. I think this is a really good look, especially for not even just promoters, but, it's smart to get the bloggers and the media involved, man. You seen how successful the Max Out 3 was. But look at the commentary aspect, that just adds another level of promotion, especially when you grab, platforms that have big followings like Avada Fly, a Black Compass Media. You go and you grab like an Angry Fan or a Piper Boy Williams, or, something of that magnitude. It just makes sense. It makes sense to do that, so I think this is a very great look for J400. He's been through a lot as far as with his last couple cards, just technical, difficulties and things of that nature, and people backing out of the card. But this is a great look. I love the flyer, super professional and clear. He's got Avocado shooting it, Rap Grid. There will be pay-per-view and VOD, so I'm super happy about that. Set it off. You got J400 versus Av, Holmesy the God versus Marv 1, Danny Myers versus O Solo, The Saga versus E Ness, Speed Dollar versus Brooklyn Carter. Fire ass card, man. Shout out to J400. It's going down October 7th, y'all. Make sure you guys go ahead and get the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view is only $40. That's it. $40 and $40 at the door if you're in the area, in the New Jersey area. So big shout out to him, man, for this card, man. I'm definitely going to be copping the pay-per-view and looking forward to it. I did a blog on this, but I will, run through a quick little, prediction. My prediction might be a little different from the one on YouTube. Sidebar. I'm just going off the Daves and shit. But Speed Dollar versus Brooklyn Carter. I'm going to take Brooklyn Carter 2-1. Saga versus E Ness. I'm going to edge E Ness 2-1. O Solo versus Danny Myers. I got this body of the night. I'm sorry. 3-0 Danny Myers. Marv 1 versus Holmesy the God. It's crazy. This is supposed to have been A-Ward versus Holmesy the God. Sidebar. But I got Marv 1 2-1, man. Marv 1 2-1. J400 versus Av. I'm giving this joint to Av 2-1. Av doesn't really lose when it comes, especially to small settings, small rooms, pin heavy. I got to see a little more from J400, but he's being very consistent as far as keeping himself booked by booking himself. So I'm gonna see how he does with Av, man. I'm gonna see how he does. But big shout out to him. I definitely wanted to show some love to J400. Make sure you guys check that out. Check out my Instagram. I'll have all the details in there as well as far as for the pay-per-view and where you can get it and all that good stuff. All right. So what else we got? Let's get into J. Cole. Oh my God. J. Cole delivering probably the most dynamic verse we've heard of 2023, bro. Shout out to Yachty, man. This is a Yachty record. but it's actually a J. Cole record, bro. Your verse, I literally, every time I play this shit, I'm trying to figure out a way I can chop this. I might have to just, low key, I might have to just get the bootleg or rip it and just make it just J. Cole's verse, bro. Yachty, respectfully, the voice tone you took on this was the wrong one. I probably could have tolerated your regular voice, but yeah, this wasn't it for me, bro. This wasn't it. But J. Cole, oh my God. J. Cole left Earth. He left Earth on this shit, bro. The bars, the scheming in this shit. Like, I saw academics. He found a clip or a post from J. Cole's manager, and he's denying that he's sending shots at anyone. He's not talking about NBA young boy. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Stop the cap. Like my nigga Cole, stop the cap and hit the Cash App. Stop it, my nigga. You know goddamn well he was talking about NBA YoungBoy, and he was shooting shots at Kendrick Lamar as well. But don't be scared, nigga. What you got to make a statement for? Like, nah. If J. Cole ain't said it, if it don't apply, let it fly, nigga. Fuck is you going out there and caping for? Like, let us talk. Let us be in dispense. You know what I'm saying? Let a nigga throw a shot out there. I wanted Kendrick Lamar to throw a shot at J. Cole and spark some shit up for the fourth quarter. Please. You know what I'm saying? You niggas out here talking about, oh, he's not talking about him, and I don't know what would make. Come on, bro, man. Nobody asked you, bro. Respectfully, man. But I like the energy. I like it. I'm here for all smoke, okay? I'm here for all smoke. J. Cole, shout out to J. Cole, man. My opinion is dominating, is running the mainstream hip hop, okay? He's running that shit. There's nobody doing it better than him. Nobody, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He's delivering on all aspects. And I believe he's dropping an album before the year is up. I believe so. I might have saw a tweet, or he may have alluded to that in an interview, but I do believe we're getting an album, and I hope so, man. Because it's dry out here, bro. We're not getting no work. We got Meek doing a collaborative album with Rick Ross. We're going to talk about that, but we ain't getting no work from Drake. You know, Drake doing love joints and collaborative albums. Like, he's not really tapped into hip-hop like that. He's releasing singles with SZA. The nigga's painting his nails pink, and he's doing a lot of weird shit. So we're not getting that level of hip-hop from Drake. Wale has been absent. I don't know what the hell happened to Wale. Wale, happy belated birthday to Wale. His birthday just came not too long ago, but this nigga ain't released no music, bro. Like, we ain't getting nothing from Wale. We have got nothing from J. Cole, bro. I think the last time I heard, not J. Cole, Big Sean, pardon me. Big Sean. I think the last Big Sean record I heard, I think was from DJ Khaled. Like, nobody's rapping. I'm talking like from that backpack, you know what I'm saying, era, like when Cole, Kendrick, Big Sean, Wale, Meek, when they all came out like around that same time when that Freshman XXL cover. Like, we haven't heard anything. Not on a consistent basis. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, this shakes some shit up, man. Cole, I might need you to drop another bomb on the culture. I might need you to drop another one. Shake some shit up, man. Cause these niggas must have forgot, man. I got to a couple debates with the homies. I didn't have all my I ain't have all my information in front of me. Pardon me. I ain't have all my information in front of me, so I couldn't really, deliver how I really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? My brother, shout out to my brother Quinn, man. He's a hip hop historian. This nigga got multiple encyclopedias in his head. This nigga remembered records I couldn't even fucking remember. Verses and shit nigga said, like, when you debate with nigga like that, man, you just gotta just know your battles. You gotta pick and choose, bro. You gotta pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, shout out to J. Cole, man. I'm loving what you doing, brother. I vouch for you heavy, super heavily, man. So shout out to J. Cole, man. Make sure you guys check out that record, man. It's crazy, man. Let's talk about Meek Mill and Rick Ross, okay? Big shout out to Meek Mill and Rick Ross. Yo, I've been very, very critical of Meek Mill. Mainly because I used to be a down fanatic fan of Meek Mill, bro. Like, I'm talking about to the point I've copped merch. I'm talking from hats. I remember when Meek had his first Puma sneaker. I still have it. His very first Puma sneaker. Like seriously. I'm gonna show that in this video. I'm gonna show that. for those on YouTube. But even like his old mixtapes and previous albums, like the hunger was there, the lyrical ability was there. You know, he didn't sound the same on every single record. His tone might have been the same, but the subject matter, you know, he didn't stay talking about one specific thing. Or even when it came to materialistic shit, you know, he would speak a lot of shit into existence, but it was relatable. And if it wasn't relatable, it was motivational. I would say that. Lately, yo, I think even that last album would have had like the bad artwork on it. Like, I don't know if he's going through like a crisis where he's trying to like find a new lane, or I don't know, but it just don't hit to me. Like, a lot of Meek Mill's subject matter is the same shit. He's damn near super duper wealthy. Okay, you're not living in the trenches of Philly. And I'm pretty sure the niggas around you are not in the trenches of Philly. So why is your content still talking about slotting on ops? You got ops, killing niggas. I understand you're gonna talk the money talk, 'cause I love hearing the money talk. I get motivated. But your money talk don't really be money talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking about, you know, you degrading women a lot in your records. And it's like, I'm not on some saint shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not on that. I'm just saying, like, where's the boss talk? I heard an interesting story about Meek and Fat Joe. Meek was at a dinner or something like that, along with a couple other people that were in the industry. And Fat Joe went to Meek. He was like, yo, Meek, I want you to do this record with my artist. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, Fat Joe's working with a certain up and coming artist. And Meek told him no. He said, nah, I'll do a record with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to get to whole status. You know what I'm saying? Me doing a record with your artist, no disrespect, that's not going to help elevate me. Me doing a record with you, that definitely will. And I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to be treated and looked at as a certain stature, you definitely have to move in that type of way. So I definitely respect that. And I bring that to this. It's like, you look at Hov's last probably 4 or 5 bodies of work. He elevated. Every single album, Hov elevated. From the subject matter, you know where he was at mentally in his head. You know, like, it was very descriptive. When I talk to certain people, they give Meek this scapegoat. Oh, Meek never really was lyrical. I'm like, did y'all not listen to them Flamer tapes? You know what I'm saying? Like them DC tapes. Like, Meek was lyrical. I definitely held Meek in a high stature when it came to like lyrical ability and being able to paint pictures with his pen. Like them Toy Story records, like, I don't know, did the nigga run out of raps? Because for me, when I hear Meek Mill's music, I feel like he's very lazy with his writing. It's almost to the point where he don't write it down. He just go in the booth and just blur anything, and then the engineers just chopping certain shit up and putting certain shit in and taking certain shit out. Like, I feel like there's no real thought process behind his pen when he's approaching these certain records. Like the Shaq and Kobe record, I like it. It's a dope record. I had to listen to it multiple times to really like assess Meek's lyrics, to make sure I wasn't tripping. Like, I even went to rapgenius.com and I'm looking at the lyrics and I'm just like, yo, this nigga is not saying a fucking thing on this song. Like, this fire ass beat and he's not saying anything. Now you go to Ross verse. Ross got a couple witty bars in there. He's painting a picture. I like the way he's flowing in pocket with the beat. Like, Ross don't disappoint. Ross is gonna give you some motivational game. He gonna give you some funny, witty shit. Like, I'm not disappointed really when I hear a Ross verse. And when I heard Meek and Ross was doing a record together, I feel like Ross either motivates Meek or knows how to direct Meek into a certain lane. Like the What's Free record. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know, or some of y'all don't know, that was originally a Rick Ross record. Ross gave the record to Meek. He gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to the executive producing, Ross knows what Meek should do as far as concept, subject matter, production. I feel like Ross has a very great ear. But for me, I stand on it. I feel like Meek verse was very, very mid. I feel like he could have came a lot better on this record. That's just how I personally feel. You know, I felt like if he had a more standout verse on this, I felt like this song could do more. I feel like this record, we're not going to talk about this record come Monday. That's it. Even though the video was fucking immaculate. Shout out to Kid Art. Doing your thing with the visuals. I remember, man, dog, I'm trying to remember the first video I seen from Kid Art. Oh, man, what's my man name from Harlem? Vinny Chase. Oh, my God. Vinny Chase. Man, I remember Vinny Chase was killing the mixtapes. He was killing the blogs. He had the dope-ass visuals from Kid Art. Like, that's what I'm saying. And even the visual, I thought the visual maybe could have, like, helped elevate it. It didn't really do much. Because the crazy part, I didn't even see the visual. I heard the record first, and then I went back and looked at the visual. But, you know what I'm saying? It's a cool record, you know. I feel like it's a good way to like wake us up and you know, let us know that something is coming from this dynamic duo. You know, I hope we can get some Wale verses on here, you know, maybe get a MMG feel. I thought that would have been dope to see the three of them come together and do a fucking project or EP. But I'm not mad, you know, if it's Ross and Meek. Ross and Meek have a very great chemistry when it comes to music. You know, they've made some really, really dope records together. So I'm not even mad at that it's just those two per se. But they did go to Ebro's show on Apple Music. And I think they did they did Funk Flex, and they did another platform as well. But they also they announced the title, Too Good to Be True. That's going to be the name of the album, and it's supposed to drop. There's no set date. They're just saying sometime into October. So that leads me to believe the project's not fully done yet. They're probably still trying to figure out if they need to record more records, or maybe they waiting for some sample clearances. Who knows? But I would have liked for them to be out here in the public eye, and the album is done. Artwork done. Everything is done. They got a release date. It's like, okay. They probably testing the waters to see what the reaction is to this single. And you calling something Shaq and Kobe. I'm looking for something tremendously like great. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to say good. I'm saying great, phenomenal. And it was good. It was good, you know. But shout out to Meek, shout out to Ross. You know, like I said, I'm looking forward to hearing this project. You know, hopefully Meek, man, you step your pen up, bro. Like, I still got mad love for Meek. I'm still a fan of Meek Mill. I still believe that he can. And I don't know if it's a level of he don't got the right people around that's not challenging him to do better. But I'm pretty sure, like, you've seen the signs, Meek, especially from your fans. You know, I felt Meek was very hesitant when it came to releasing music. I know he's been in a battle, you know, with his label, with Atlantic Records. But, my nigga, this shit you putting out, not when you got niggas like J. Cole firing from the rooftop, killing features. You know, and you got another guy that's on your heels, in my personal opinion. I feel like the door is still a little bit open for Meek to still wave that flag for, you know what I'm saying, like, I guess I want to say like our generation, as far as waving a torch for like that, just that hardcore, like, trap rap. I feel like the door is still slightly open, but I feel like Benny the Butcher is about to kick that door in, bro. He's right on your heels. I'm telling you, Meek. I'm telling you, because he already like is figuring out the formula, and I love how Benny is putting on his peers. You know what I'm saying? Like He did the collab projects with 38 Special. 38 Special's out of here. You know, he got Fuego Bass looking real good. Heem. Who else he got? What's his producer name? Damn, what's my man name? Fire too. Fire production, but he's an artist as well. But that's what I'm just, his whole BSF camp. You know what I'm saying? Like he got them set up nice. They all got their own solo projects. He took them on tour. Like they got their own tours. Like he's setting it up right. I felt like Meek tried that, but he had a lot of discrepancies in his camp. And rest in peace to Snoop. I feel like if Snoop was still here, he definitely would have been a superstar. Or not even a superstar. He would have been a star per se. Let me rephrase superstar. He would have been a star and a pillar in rap. You know, if, you know what I'm saying, he didn't get killed so early on at his age. But like I said, man, it's a lot riding on this, especially for Meek Mill. You know, as far as the other stuff outside of music, you're doing a phenomenal job. But you need to get back to that core essence, the core essence in the subject matter. You know, I don't necessarily expect Meek to tap back into an old frequency. I want to hear about the evolution and the growth right now. Like, what are you doing right now? Like, what is your day-to-day like? Talk about some of the fly shit that you rocking, the fly shit that the foods that you eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the relationships like? You know, what is it like raising your sons? Like, you know what I'm saying? Talk that shit that we can relate to now. Like, respectfully, like, nigga, we're not niggas like the shit Meek was making like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like, niggas have evolved. Meek, niggas got kids, niggas got responsibilities, niggas got businesses. Like, we're not on the dumb shit. We're not embracing the dumb shit. I mean, we can get to the dumb shit if need be, but we not for that, bro. We trying to hear shit that's going to elevate and motivate us to get more money and take care of families. I feel like that's the bag Meek needs to tap into. Fuck all the young dumb shit that you trying to cater to and entertain. You need to get into a frequency where you should be motivating and popping your shit. Like you said, like you a boss. Talk that shit. That's how I feel when it comes to Meek Mill. But yeah, man, you know, shout out to Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, he dropped the album as well. I need to spend a block on that. I listened to a couple records. It was okay. It was okay. He did have like one or two standouts that I did like, but I need to revisit that. You know, it was a lot of music that dropped. Shout out to AZ. AZ, he released a new single as well. I think it's Goat Tier or Goat or something of that nature. The production on that shit is fire. Sound like it's produced by Easy Mo B. I need to find out exactly who produced that, but that's fire as well. But yeah, man, you know, it's been a real busy week. You know, real busy week. Like I said, this week coming up, you know, I know we got J400, but URL the next following week, I know they have three events. So other than that, you know, it's really an open door. You pretty much are just gonna watch and see what battles get set up, get locked in. You know, if you're not on Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Ace is Working. That's where all of the magic happens. I'm telling you, that's where all the stories break, from the spaces, the conversations, the battles. Everything starts on Twitter. And then it goes to Instagram. No, it goes from Twitter to YouTube to Instagram. Or if it's not Twitter, it's in the Instagram comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you this how this shit goes. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely looking forward to this week, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a really great time with my son. Got to spend some time with him. You know, I have to have balance in my life. You know, I'm balanced between, you know, a project manager for my brother, Sam Christian. Make sure you guys go to Beats by Sam if you guys need any production or for your content. If you're an artist looking for beats, tap in with me. I could put you in with my producer. You know, just working with him. Then, you know, I have my own shit going on. I'm going to be launching a website very soon. I got a clothing line that I'm going to be launching really soon. I got a lot of shit, man. I'm working hard, bro. I'm working hard. Like I said, fourth quarter pressure. I'm going super hard in the fourth quarter. I want to go into the next year so high on my pedestal, okay? I'm trying to be super ahead of the game, super ahead of the curve, man. I feel like I'm on the right path. Like I said, I started this YouTube channel from the mud. I got it up to like 1,200 subscribers right now. You know what I'm saying? I got the podcast. I start. That's another bucket list. We started the podcast. The podcast is going to be growing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just getting my feet wet. I'm getting in a rotation of dropping and shooting it on the correct time, because it's really a science to this shit. It really is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm learning. I'm tapping in with a couple of people, so I'm gonna be bringing y'all some real helpful information. So whether you're an artist, a content creator, I'm gonna be bringing on other content creators, other photographers, videographers, other artists, producers, managers, people that are in the culinary space. Like, a lot of shit that I watch and read, I'm gonna bring that to this platform. And we definitely gonna keep it battle rap as well. There's a lot of platforms that dedicate themselves to interviews and shit, and I don't want to do interviews. That's not something I want to do, because I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I want to bring my own element. So if you see a guest or somebody that come on my platform, it's not an interview, it's a conversation. We're gonna be having dialogue, and that's what Dedication TV is about. It's about dialogue and definitely learning. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want y'all to learn, get valuable information. We gonna pop our shit. You know what I'm saying? We might have a little drama every now and then, a little messy shit, because messy shit sells. You know what I'm saying? But all in that, we definitely not encouraging no dumb shit, sucker shit. I'm all for getting to your bag, taking care of your family, saving your money, setting yourself up for success. Okay, that's all I'm about, man. So big salute to everybody that's tuned in on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's listening on Spotify, Apple Music. Not Apple Music. I say Apple Music. On Apple. That's downloading the podcast. I appreciate it. Like I said, man, we're going to just keep working, man. Let me tell you one thing before I go. For all those that want to start something, or you have an idea, whether it's a clothing line or a rapper want to put out a project or anything. You don't necessarily have to be entertainment. Anything that you want to do not let outside shit stop you from starting it. Because all you got to do is start the shit. Nobody says it has to be super top tier level production. Like, it has to look a certain way or sound a certain way. No, just start it. Because I'm telling you, when you start it, somebody's going to catch on and see it. And when they do see it, they're gonna gravitate to it. They're gonna give you constructive criticism. They're gonna point you in the right direction. Yo, I think you might want to mess with this person. He's nice with the graphics. Or you might want to mess with this person. Yo, he's good with the filming and the editing. You know what I'm saying? Like, or this person has a really dope studio. You might want to, go here. Or I know this culinary arts school, or this culinary arts chef. He has like a class. That might, like, you just never know who's watching, yo. And be consistent. That's one thing I learned. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent and just start. Stop second guessing, overthinking shit. Just do it, bro. Just do it. Just do it, man. Just put your head down, put your gloves on, and just get to work. I'm telling you, you will see results faster than you think. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: people love a story, especially something that started from the bottom and they got a chance to be a part of it and watch it nurture and grow. I'm telling you, that's how you build a core fan base, and that's how you overlap niggas who come in a game or come into an industry with a helping hand. You know what I'm saying? People that get the alley-oop. It's nothing wrong with an alley-oop, but you still have to put in the proper work. Okay, and don't get gas. But that's why I just wanted to leave. I ain't mean to tap into my Steve Harvey bag and start preaching and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to just leave something that I constantly put in the back of my mind. When I want to do something, just do it, man. Just do it. Nothing's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. And the more you wait and stagnate yourself and put all these crazy expectations saying you need this and you need that. No, you don't. I had a conversation with my mans. He's like, yo, man, I ain't got the camera equipment. You know what I'm saying? I can't do this. I ain't got the studio. I'm like, yo, my nigga, you making a lot of excuses, bro. I don't have no 4 4.3 or what do you call it? I don't have a high expensive camera. I forgot what they call it, a 4K, excuse me. I don't have a 4K camera. I don't have all that shit. You know what I do have? I have a phone. And my phone shoots in 4K. I studied the phone. I found out what it does and the capabilities. And you know what? Once I did that, I realized I have everything that I need. I got an Amazon account. I could get a tripod with a ring light on it. I can get a selfie stick, you know what I'm saying, that I can, you know, or a tripod that I can just put down on the table. I can get a remote where I can, you know, take my own pictures if I don't have nobody to take my pictures for. Like, I'm telling you, a lot of niggas have a lot of excuses. And the worst thing you can do is keep people like that around you. You got to keep people around you. Everybody don't have to know as much as you, but they got to be hungry. They got to be hungry, man, because if you find yourself constantly, you know what I'm saying, like pulling somebody up, eventually they're going to pull your ass down. You know what I'm saying? So you got to like steel sharpen steel, man. So nothing is wrong with, you know, being motivated and keeping certain people around you that, let's say, they don't have to know as much as you, but they just got to be hungry. Because me, I'm always fishing for information. I always want to elevate and learn. I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? And experience is the best teacher. It's the best teacher. And Lord knows I've experienced a lot of shit. But I don't know it all. I don't. That's why I invest. I invest in coaching. I invest in classes online. There's a lot of classes from content creating to video editing, speech, and like knowing how to talk properly. Like a lot of this shit I'm invested in. I'm learning, you know, but you have to put the work in. It's very important thing that I wanted to leave. You have to put the work in. And most important, you have to start. Just start. Just start. That's it. Just start. And let everything else work from there. But yeah, man, I done talked long enough, man. You know what I'm saying? I had to tap into my bag real quick. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody, man, that's listening. I appreciate all the love. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Man, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on all social media platforms at Ace is Working on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. All right. And shout out to you guys that's listening on Apple and Spotify. I appreciate all the love. It's your boy Acito. I'm out of here. Peace.